Hello YouTubers, this is way cool, and in today's video we're going to look at word problem made easy. In this case we're going to be presented with similar word problems that we have done already, but we're going to approach it in a different way. This is our first question. The sum of two numbers is 35 and the difference of the numbers is 9. What are the two numbers? How we will approach this is similar to what we have done already in the past, wherein that we will definitely get two unknown, an x and a y value to represent the two unknown numbers. There are two equations that we can derive from this particular problem, which is the sum of two numbers is equal to 35. So we can write that as x plus y equal 35, which is the first equation. The second part of the question is the difference of the numbers is 9, which we can use another equation to represent, which is x minus y equal 9, and that becomes the second equation. Now in this case, how we're going to approach a problem is that we are going to actually add both equations together. By doing so, it will allow us to eliminate one of the unknown. So the first thing we're going to do is to add both equations together, and as you can see, we could add the unknowns together and the values. So from adding from left to right, we have 2x, because x plus x is equal to 2x. Now the y values will go to 0 because you have a plus y minus y, that will end up giving you the 0, and then adding the values together we arrive at 44. So now the new equation becomes 2x equal 44. Now from here what we can do is to eliminate the 2 from the x on the left hand side, and how we do that is by dividing both sides of the equation by 2 to eliminate that value. So we can cancel out the 2 by the x, and what we have left now is x equal 44 divided by 2, and that will result in 22 for the value of x. So therefore we now have our first unknown, which is x equals 22. Now that we have the first unknown, we will use equation 1 in order for us to calculate the second unknown. Now the first thing we're going to do is to rewrite equation 1 to be in terms of y. How do we do that? First, we're going to subtract x from both sides of the equation. In this case, the x on the left will go to 0. So we will have left y equal 35 minus x. From here, we can plug in the value of x into the equation so that we will now have y equal 35 minus 22, and this will result in 13. So y now is equal to 13. So the two numbers, are the two unknown, becomes x equal 22 and y equals 13. So to recap, the sum of two numbers is 35 and the difference of the numbers is 9. What are the numbers? Now the numbers we know now, which is 22 and 13. However, we can now prove that these are the two numbers by plugging in the values that we get into the two original equations. So by doing so, we will now get, for when we substitute x and y, we will get the values that we are looking for. So that proves that the two numbers, which is the two unknowns, is definitely 22 and 13. Now as usual, I will give unto you the short version of it without the extra explanation in it, so you can see as to how it looks here. That is much shorter than any other previous ones that we have done. I hope this helps. Thank you and goodbye.